With a short week, we are officially off of New York. We are on to Green Bay, and the guy that is going to have the biggest impact on the offensive side, if the Commanders are going to win, is Terry McLaurin. Welcome into Denton's office, your favorite Commanders YouTube show. If this is your first time watching, subscribe to the YouTube. You can find me on Twitter at the Denton Day. Week 2 is going to be the first great game for Terry McLaurin in 2025. He's going up against his Green Bay Packers team, and here's a crazy stat for you when it comes to Terry taking on the Packers. Over the course of his career, there has not been a team where Terry has performed better against than the Green Bay Packers. In 3 games, he averages 5 catches, just shy of 5.5, 84 yards per game, and a touchdown per game. He's never played the Green Bay Packers and not found his way into the end zone. I don't think it is crazy to say, and I think most of us would say this. Terry might also say this. Week 1 was not a great performance for Terry. For a guy that signed the contract that he did, for a guy that had the offseason that he did, it would have been a lot nicer if he had a much stronger performance in week number 1, but that is in the past. When you go on to Green Bay, you anticipate that your leaders are going to have strong performances. And while some of you might suggest that Terry is not a leader because of the offseason stuff, I am not one of them. I'm anticipating that he is going to have a much bigger role in the offense, that he is going to be demanding of the football, not in an egotistical way, but by getting open. It didn't feel like there was a great job of getting open in the matchup against New York. Not to say that he was locked down. He was not. He got open on that deep shot that Jade missed him at, but they weren't looking his direction. I think a part of that was because he wasn't getting immediate separation. I anticipate that that is going to change. As I mentioned, he's really good against the Green Bay Packers. I would say that he's a Packer killer. Again, 5 catches, 84 yards, and a touchdown in the 3 games he's played against them. There is not a team that he has played more than twice in the regular season where he has posted an average of better numbers. He legitimately is a Green Bay Packer killer. He just hasn't played them enough to fully earn that moniker. But now would be the time. You do it 4 games, you might start to earn that moniker because eventually those Green Bay Packers fans are going to start to notice, be like, hey, I think that guy in Washington plays really, really well against us. And in fairness, Washington hasn't played Green Bay since 2022. But on top of this, why do I think Terry's going to have a big game? This game's on the road. If you look at the touchdown breakdown of Terry McLaurin's career, this was stunning. He's far better on the road than he is at home. Last year, just take last year as a sample, he had 9 touchdowns in the regular season on the road. And if you include the playoff games, because all of Washington's playoff games were on the road, that's another 3 touchdowns. He had 12 touchdowns on the road in 2024. I don't know why that is. Maybe he just really gets off in terms of shutting the opposition, the crowd up. I don't know what it is, but he excels on the road. Even over the course of his career, he's had 23 touchdowns on the road compared to just 15 at home. And almost every single season that he's played here, with the exception of one, ironically, I believe it was 2022, he's had more touchdowns on the road than he has at home. It's a really, really odd stat, but I think it speaks to why you should be relying on Terry on Thursday. And then on top of that, if you look at the matchups he played against the Giants in specific last year, he didn't play great against them either time. Didn't eclipse 30 yards in either one of them. He did have 2 touchdowns in the second one. It's like the weirdest stat line of all time. It's like 19 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's very, very odd. He never really played great against the Giants, but the games immediately after the Giants, he excelled. For example, in week number 2 last year, played the Giants. Wasn't fantastic. Then it's week number 3. What happened week number 3? 4 receptions, 100 yards, and that game-winning touchdown against the Cincinnati Bengals. We all remember that. If you fast forward then deeper into the season, game number 2 against the Giants, yeah, those 2 touchdowns with like 3 receptions on 19 yards. The very next game is against the Pittsburgh Steelers, 5 catches, 113 yards. He seems to rebound after bad games against the New York Giants, yardage-wise, right? The 2 touchdown game was not a bad game. Yardage-wise, though, it wasn't sensational. He responds very well in those instances. So when you match the fact that he responds really well in those instances after playing the Giants without a lot of statistical production, then you take into account that on the road, he happens to be really, really good at finding the end zone. And then the cherry on top is that Green Bay has never had an answer for him. I don't care what kind of defense they're running. I don't care who is playing defense for them. I don't care who's coaching defense for them. They've never had an answer for 17. Terry is in for a big one, and it's going to be the kind of game, if it ends up being the way I hope it ends up being, it's going to be the kind of game that validates the contract. Because believe it or not, and this is silly, this is just internet fodder, but there's still fans that think less of Terry because of what happened this summer. I'm not doing that. The season has started. We're on to football, but I think the game that he's going to have on Thursday is going to validate the contract that he received. And if he has that kind of game, Washington's going to come away with a win. Do you believe that Terry could do this on Thursday night? Do you have another X factor? Let me know down below in the comments. You can tweet me as well at the Denton Day. I appreciate you stepping into my office. Now, respectfully, get out.